the greatest designer of his generation, also the most documented anti-Semite in fashion history. Fashion chose which one to remember. John Galliano stood in a Paris bar in 2011 and told a couple that Hitler would have gassed them. He said it more than once, and he meant it. Dior fired him before the week was out. 12 years later, Margiela, the comeback nobody stopped, the restoration the industry needed to believe in. And now, Zara. And do you know what the conversation is about? Platform, resources, democratisation, the genius of the brief. Not the bar, never the bar. I'm a genuine, unreserved fan of this man's work. He saw wit and humour in clothing the way Bernbach saw it in copy. He saw beauty and orchestration in an outfit the way Bacharach heard it in a song. Brilliant, genuinely brilliant. And none of it cancels what he said. Not one stitch. Here's what fashion actually did. It didn't forgive him. Forgiveness requires a reckoning, a moment where the industry looks at itself in the mirror and asks a genuinely uncomfortable question. That moment never came. What fashion did was wait, quietly, patiently, the way you wait for an inconvenient story to leave the front page. And then it welcomed him back, with the lights on and the front row full. The Margiela rehabilitation had a very particular shape to it. Redemption arc, therapy mentioned in interviews, time served, the right words given to the right magazines, and always the clothes pulling the focus, doing the work that the apology could never quite do on its own. It worked because the industry needed it to work. Because losing Galliano permanently would have meant sitting with a question nobody in fashion wanted to answer out loud. What exactly are we prepared to lose in the name of principle? And the answer, as it turns out, is nothing. Not one major house changed its position. Not one fashion week reconsidered its front row. Not one editor wrote the piece that needed writing. That an industry built substantially on Jewish capital, Jewish creativity, Jewish taste, handed its most prominent platform back to a man who stood in a public bar and celebrated their murder. That piece was not written. This one nearly wasn't. Because the clothes are extraordinary. Because genius is real and it is rare. Because Zara needed the narrative and Galliano needed the platform, and the deal made sense for everybody in the room. Everyone except the couple in the bar. And the 6 million behind them. You can hold two things at once. The work is brilliant. The man said what he said. I hold both without resolution, without the comfort of deciding that one cancels the other. Because that comfort is exactly what fashion sold itself at Margiela, and is selling itself again right now at Zara. They didn't hire a reformed man, they hired a brilliant one. The Reformation was somebody else's problem. Zara inherited the resume and skipped the invoice. Fashion has a convenient memory. It remembers every collection. It has chosen to forget the bar. Are you as comfortable with that as the front row appears to be?